watching Suntcitv, broadcasting to the world from studios in Providenciales, in the beautiful by nature Turks and Caicos Islands. Suntcitv, your source for real news as it happens.
Garland, and thanks for watching. The Special Investigation and Prosecution Team will be gradually integrated as a self-contained team within the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force, and they will be investigating new allegations of corruption apart from those that are presently under probe. News of this came from Governor Rick Todd, who said that the SIPT will be tasked with supporting the ongoing prosecutions, ensuring that the current outstanding corruption investigations are concluded, and equally important, ensuring that their expertise and the information it has gathered is passed to specialist Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force officers. According to the governor, the enhanced capability within the police force will investigate any new allegations of corruption coming to notice or being reported, which are not directly connected to the offenses against those currently indicted, the subject of arrest warrants, or who are currently under investigation. This, he added, will include the police force working closely with the Integrity Commission, with whom it has recently signed a memorandum of understanding on working practices. Governor Todd noted that the work of the SIPT is overseen by a strategic oversight group in line with good practice in all major investigations. He said the SIPT has undertaken a broad range of investigations in the TCI to carry out its extensive and detailed work, and its size has fluctuated depending on the requirements of its investigations and prosecutions. Cost control and efficient use of resources have received constant attention. Governor Todd said the SIPT staffing levels have declined gradually since the beginning of the year and are reviewed at every meeting of the Strategic Oversight Group. He stated that consequently, costs have also reduced and a further review is due to take place following the plea directions hearing to ensure the appropriate resources are retained. This will mean that the budget for SIPT in 2013-2014 should be lower than this financial year. Todd said, quote, "As governor, I have the constitutional authority to ensure that necessary investigations and prosecutions continue, and the necessary resources are allocated for this in carrying out my responsibilities. In carrying out those responsibilities, I will work with the elected government, the Chief Financial Officer, Attorney General, the future Director of Public Prosecutions, and the Commissioner of Police to ensure that this work is run efficiently and focused on priorities, as with any part of the TCI public sector." End quote. Todd added that there will be no let-up in the prosecution of those who have been indicted and of any further accused who may be charged with offenses investigated by the SIPT. Outstanding investigations and prosecutions will continue to be directed by the Special Prosecutor Helen Garlick, and until such time as Director of Public Prosecutions is appointed, subject to the supervision of the Attorney General. Although 37 nominees, including 2 independent candidates, were duly nominated on October 25th, they are not yet out of the woods. According to a government press release issued by Governor's spokesman Neil Smith, the Constitution also makes provisions for members of the public and the Attorney General to challenge any of the nominated individuals regarding their eligibility. Smith did not elaborate. Supervisor of Elections Dudley Lewis has published the completed nomination and declaration forms for the candidates who have put themselves forward for the general elections on November 9th. The Progressive National Party is fielding 15 candidates, the People's Democratic Movement 15, the People Progressive Party 5, and there are 2 independents. The declarations are now available for viewing on the government's website www.gov.tc. Under Section 50, Subsection 2 of the new TCI Constitution, the Supervisor of Elections is required to publish the declarations to allow for public scrutiny. The Turks and Caicos Independent Business Council has started Phase 2 of their battle against value-added tax in the run-up to the November 9th general elections. London-based lobbyists and PR consultants Media House International have had their contract renewed with a remit to step up activity at Westminster UK Media and the Global Offshore Press. TCIBC are a group of influential Turks and Caicos business leaders who are deeply concerned with the adverse effects the implementation of VAT will have on the island's economy and local businesses, and they accused Governor Rick Todd of a high-handed, arrogant, colonial-style attitude and failing to consult business stakeholders. The London-imposed interim government are currently in power in Turks and Caicos. However, the people will have their own free elections on November 9th, and the leaders of both parties have publicly opposed the introduction of VAT. The TCIBC believe that VAT should be a decision for the newly elected government. The group has made it clear that they do not object to increases in taxation for the islands. However, they believe that the interim government is hastily introducing an extremely complex tax that is expensive to implement, expensive to collect, and places additional resource and cost burdens on the business community. As part of their campaign, the TCIBC recently organized an anti-VAT petition that was signed by over 3,000 people, which is over half of the country's electorate, demanding that the government delays its implementation of VAT until a full analysis is done on the impact it will have on the island's economy. Media House Executive Chairman Jack Irvin said, quote, "The first phase of the campaign ruffled feathers in London, and the tension of the elections will heighten the temperature. The UK government, despite presiding over a disastrous British economy, really have to understand that they can't go on behaving like 18th century colonial masters when they simply don't understand the nuances of small countries' fiscal infrastructures. VAT might work in a population of 60 million, but it's a different story when the population is 46,000, end quote. A $1.7 million contract to begin the construction of new classrooms, offices, and sports facilities at the only government high school on Grand Turk was signed by His Excellency the Governor Rick Todd on Friday, October 26. Under the terms of the deal, J&H Construction will build a new block that contains 5 new classrooms, an upper floor for administrative purposes, and a new basketball court at the H.J. Robinson High School. New funding for the refurbishment of the school was announced in this year's budget in the spring, along with a number of other infrastructure projects, including a new reverse osmosis plant for Grand Turk, a new courthouse in the Myrtle Rigby building, the Middle Caicos Causeway, and the Millennium Highway resurfacing. This project has been scheduled to commence in September of 2008, but damage from Hurricane Ike both there and across the islands meant that it was stopped due to a previous lack of funds. In addition to the new construction, the works will entail the removal of rotted timbers and rusted steelworks and replacing of the necessary materials for the completion of the works on the area started before September 2008. The works are due to be completed in 6 months. Commenting on the contract, Governor Todd said, quote, "In this year's budget, which remains on course to return a surplus, we prioritized capital and maintenance spending, and in particular a number of infrastructure projects that are essential to the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands. In signing this contract, we have completed the key civil engineering projects that we set out to do in the budget," end quote.
Carambola Grill and Lounge on Airport Road is open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have the largest and most affordable menu in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Carambola offers an excellent blend of local and international dishes in a fully air-conditioned and relaxing environment. Dining at Carambola is always a moment to remember. We also offer free shuttle service from hotels, full catering, and event planning. Plus, free delivery for 10 orders or more. Just call Carambola at 946-8122.
Welcome back. Air Turks and Caicos says it has been forced to take the decision to reduce its frequency of scheduled air service to South Caicos from the current twice daily service to 3 times weekly, due to the continued reduction in passenger loads and the overall financial performance of these services. The route has been non-viable since early 2009, and Air Turks and Caicos says it has implemented cost-cutting measures, including changing the aircraft type. But the overall reduction in passenger numbers year on year means that even with these changes, the service continues to operate at a significant loss. A press release from the airline said that as a responsible corporate citizen, it has, in the face of increasing costs and other hardships experienced during the last few years, forged on and maintained the flights as a service to the community. A press release from Air Turks and Caicos said, in effect, our company has been privately underwriting the cost of these flights as we recognize what adverse effect the absence of reliable scheduled air service would have on the lives and economy of the people of South Caicos and the wider Turks and Caicos Islands. Unfortunately, the continuing escalation in operating costs and the reduction in revenues from our group overall makes it impossible for us to continue shouldering these ongoing losses. The release added, in an effort to ensure the community would have ample time to prepare for the adjustment of service, we will reduce our frequency to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, effective November 19th, 2012, and continue to monitor passenger loads and the overall financial performance of the route thereafter. We hope for improvement, but if the route continues to be a financial drain, we will take steps to cease operating the route on or around January 8th, 2013. Air Turks and Caicos says that as the national flag carrier, it has a great responsibility to the communities it serves and is very proud of their record of safe, reliable, and responsible service over the last 2 decades. The press release added, you want me to stop?
Just stop.
The press release added, we have invited TCIG to engage in dialogue with us to seek options that will allow us to maintain the service without continued financial drain on our resources. We deeply regret the necessity of this change in schedule frequency, and although it is unavoidable, sincerely apologize for the inconvenience to our customers. That's our Sun TV News package for today, Monday, October 29th. Until next time, when we bring you more real news as it happens, directly to your computer, your mobile phone, or your tablet. Until then, I'm Leslie Garland, and thanks for watching.